Time to make the undead dead again.
Welcome to my review of the new Marvel Rivals Zombie PvE mode. In this new game mode, you'll be selecting one of 5 heroes, diving into New York following a short narrative adventure, where you'll be slaying waves of enemy zombies and defeating a couple bosses along the way. As you beat the game mode, new difficulty tiers will unlock, presenting new challenges, zombie types, and making the bosses a little bit more challenging. As the intro said, we're going to be talking about the Marvel Rivals Zombie mode that just got released. The first thing we're going to be discussing is the community sentiment or response to the event. Overall, it's definitely positive. I think they're bringing back a lot of players that kind of dropped off from Marvel Rivals back in, who just haven't played in a while, which is good because if they play a few rounds of zombies, maybe they'll miss Marvel Rivals itself and then check in. They're also building a habit with those players, so if they know that cool stuff are happening quite frequently, they're going to check in more often. I think it's good to have like a good casual basis going into your game every once in a while, and they even said when they launched the game that they want to be more casual game than competitive, so I guess it's going towards that route. But I guess it's a conversation for a different day, like hardcores and casuals, but everybody can enjoy this mode, whether you're hardcore or casual. But it is a great addition because it's causing a habit for casuals to come in and out and check in with Marvel Rivals. And I think there's a lot of people coming back. I even had a friend this morning that was trying to get on and play, and they even had a queue time. I was kind of surprised they had a queue time to get in. I think it was a very short queue time, but they said they couldn't get in instantly, and they're waiting to check back and be able to log back in and try out the mode. Going around in Discords, seems like everybody's enjoying it. I've went in quite a few, just finding people to team up with, and they all seem to be having a blast. Even when I got on this morning, there's people that were already grinding it, and it was pretty high up in the tiers, and they're trying to find other people to complete the mode with, because going hand in hand with this mode, they have the event going on where you can earn a free blade skin and all this other loot. So you have like emotes, and you have like units that you can get, which units are used for like buying other skins as well. So they're being pretty generous, and you have some other stuff that you can gain towards the game besides just the mode and unlocking stuff throughout the mode. I think it's really cool too, the fact that zombies, obviously it's Halloween and it's probably what their the thought process was, but it reminds me a little bit of Call of Duty Zombies. Call of Duty had the campaign that maybe you can play with a friend, and then they had the multiplayer, which is a bit more competitive and more stress driven, especially if you're trying to take it seriously. But they had the zombie mode as well, which is that PvE mode, and you could get a group of friends and just kind of have some fun. And it wasn't, it was more stress free, just competing for high score. And I'm glad Marvel Rivals is dipping their toe in PvE because it gives somebody something to do outside of the competitiveness. So let's say if you're having a bad time in ranked or something, and you just want to play with your friends with a couple rounds to kind of refresh yourself. The zombie mode is perfect for that, where you can just jump into zombie mode, play a few rounds, and then you can go back playing actual Marvel Rivals. So overall, it's great. It's really good. The response is, high praise. Obviously, the game's not designed to grind forever, so it's going to be a short-lived experience for sure. And even the mode's a limited time event, so it's not going to be around forever. But it's around for a little bit, and people are enjoying it. And I think it's a really good mode, and they definitely hit it out of the park with this one. Next, I want to go over my first impressions of the game mode, playing it today. I haven't played it very far. I've only played it up to 3 tiers. So I did the normal, hard, and extreme, and so I got to keep going for the other tiers to be able to unlock new stuff in the mode. But my first impressions, I really enjoyed it. It's not exactly what I expected. I was hoping to be a little bit more in-depth. I think I was kind of expecting it to kind of be more in-depth, how like League of Legends had this Star Guardian event where they had their vampire survival type of mode, and I was hoping they would have just as many upgrades and different like maps and everything else that was having. Probably my expectations were unrealistic, but regardless though, me playing it, I did enjoy it. I was kind of surprised that they actually had boss battles through it. I know that they said they did, but I didn't know how it was going to be played out. It was also more narrative driven than what I thought too. I just thought they would leave you in a room and you just slay stuff until you slayed a certain amount or you survived a certain time, and then a boss would show up and basically rinse and repeat. And it wasn't like that. There's actually little checkpoints in there where like you had to mow, you were stuck in a room, you had to mow down so many enemies. They also had a more of like a it wasn't like an escort, but it was like protect this object and make sure that its health doesn't go down. But it was really fun. And also too, the hero pool is a little limited. You can only play one of 5 heroes, but it's great because they allow you to play multiple of the same heroes. So it's not like if somebody locks in Jeff, for example, and you won't play Jeff, well, you can also play Jeff. It doesn't limit you in who you can play based off of what the other picks are. So if you want to strategize, you can strategize. I think also too, if the heroes that you normally play in Marvel Rivals isn't within that pool, and they did try, I think they try to be a little bit selective, but they have a tank, they have a healer, and the rest are DPSs. So I think they try to have a balance between a little bit of everything. But let's say if you didn't, you don't play one of those 5 heroes, you never touched them, I think you could play them in this game mode and probably be surprised about how much fun you can have, because I mostly play Blade in the game mode so far. And despite I don't play, I've tried Blade out in the regular Marvel Rivals, but I tend to not like them. It's just not my cup of tea, and so I'm more of a tank and support player, so I don't really mess with DPSs. But playing him in this game mode, I did enjoy playing him, and he was actually the main person that I did play the most of. So even though that you may not play a particular hero in the normal mode, I recommend giving them all a try and trying their different stuff. It's really cool too because it kind of works like Vampire Survivors or Risk of Rain, where you get upgrades and you can start doing some ridiculous stuff. I did notice too, the higher up you go in tiers, I don't know if it's a level thing or it's the difficulty thing or what it might be, but it seemed to give me better upgrades the more I continue to play. It's like it allowed me to unlock more like a higher tier stuff. And so the builds got kind of unique where you could freeze zombies, or like with Blade, for example, you can actually have like Moon Knight ult coming down as you're attacking stuff and like little blades flying around you. And so, and even like the ultimate, like eventually you can make it where Blade, where he can cast his ultimate and you don't have to travel with it. You just kind of shoot it out like a projectile almost, and it does like the full ultimate. And so it's got some unique stuff. I was kind of surprised as far as like, maybe it's on me to think it'd be a little more polished. The AI was kind of dumb, like the zombies. Sometimes they get stuck very easily. There's even one particular instance where you're stuck in this room. You have to slay all of them that come in. Otherwise, if you don't, they get reinforcements and like more comes in. And there was one zombie I think was stuck outside of the map where they run in at. And so time ran out and they just reinforced it. And so we didn't even have an opportunity to do anything about it. So I don't think it's that bad though. It's not so dumb where it's not enjoyable. Like it is fine, but it doesn't really offer a lot of skill expression because the AI is so dumb. But that's okay. Again, I think for what it is, and it's a limited mode, it's fine. Obviously, if it was going to stick around forever, I would want them to kind of like do some upgrades to it and polish it out, especially like the boss battles. But it's fine. Although you can. While you're playing and you unlock new tiers, you also unlock points for your characters, and depending on what level you are within this game mode, it unlocks like unique perks for your character. And this is actually transferable for all the characters, which I like, because let's say if you're on a particular game mode and you're just tired of playing the character that you want to play, and you and your friends are all in this game mode, it would really suck if you want to switch characters, but you have to go back to the lower tiers of the difficulty and grind them out, or you're just a weaker character in the higher difficulties. That's not the case. When you earn points for one character, you earn points for all of them. So even though you haven't touched a character, when you go to their screen, you have all the points available to you. So you can start spending them. I think that's great. If this is going to be a long-term game mode, I probably won't want that. I probably want like more of a grind to increase the replayability of the game mode. But since this is a limited time event, I think breaking down those barriers and just allowing players to enjoy it while they can, I think that's a excellent idea. So I think they did really good on that aspect, and it's just mind-numbing fun, I guess. It's nothing crazy. You're not gonna be able to like think of like big brain strategies or nothing. The higher tiers you go, it does get a little more difficult, and so you definitely want those points that you add to your character, and they do add up. But it's nothing too extreme, and it's very limiting. It's a very short experience. It doesn't last very long. It's only 10 minutes. And although I'm saying all that, it's not to bash it. It's just like expectations going into it. So it's just something fun, and it's going to be something enjoyable for like a week or two, or at least until you get through all the tiers and the difficulties of it, and you complete all the missions, and then you'll probably be done with it. But I recommend it. If you haven't played it, definitely give it a try. Haven't played Marvel Rivals in a while and you're seeing this video, definitely jump in and give it a go. It's a good time. Next, I want to talk about moving forward, or more so just kind of wishful thinking. Marvel Rivals had a lot of good events that have happened. So you had like that soccer mode from earlier on, which I actually really enjoyed. I would even play it outside of just doing all the objectives or the challenges for it. They also had the teamfight tactics mode. It wasn't my thing, but there's a lot of people out there that really enjoyed it. And now you had the zombie mode that I think was pretty successful. I wish they would keep this zombie mode around as a permanent PvE kind of mode. So like they could take what they have now, make the grind a little bit more grindy, and kind of mix it up as far as how you upgrade characters and stuff. But keep the same narrative, going through New York, slaying the objectives and the zombies and then the bosses. That's great. And then every 2 or 3 seasons, you could release a new chapter to it, and then you could have a, you know, another map or whatever. And then it'd be evergreen content. You could always go back and replay those stories. So if you have a newer player in the past, or somebody that's came back and they didn't play the zombie mode, now they have the opportunity to. They can play with friends. It's also, I think, even if people beat it, every once in a while they might jump into it and just play it, especially out frustrations on playing competitively or something. Just jump in with some friends and have just a couple rounds of fun before they jump back into it. I think it'd be great. The reception, this is really good. I think it goes in comparison with like Call of Duty Zombies. So I think it kind of, even though it doesn't play exactly the same, it's still the same concept there as we discussed previously. So I wish they would keep it around. I think it'd be great. And then if anything, even if like, obviously they can't keep this around, but they brought it back and made it more like arena style, kind of like how Call of Duty Zombies was, and you have like a score and you're trying to compete for like a high score, and you can upgrade your characters and stuff just like they do now, but you have like a score that you have to get within a certain amount of time or something. And they have like leaderboards, like you can compete with other people, but also to like personal best scores, so that way you can have like your personal best and try to get better that way, just in case if like there are people out there no lifing it has like incredible scores, and obviously you don't want to compare your score to that, but you could have like a personal best score. I wish they would do something like that. I think it would be great evergreen content, like I said, and that way it will always be there for you. It doesn't need to be like a main mode. It can be just something separate off to the side, and you don't have to give it that much attention. Like I said, every 2 or 3 seasons release some content for it, just like a new chapter with a new character or something. I think it'd be a phenomenal addition to what's already in Marvel Rivals. I don't think they will. Again, I think it's wishful thinking. I think they probably got some other stuff cooked up. I think it's something that they probably will bring back, just like with Teamfight Tactics. I think they'll introduce like new characters at Teamfight Tactics with what they already, like the new characters they're introducing in the game, they'll also put in Teamfight Tactics. I think they'll bring back the zombie mode at some point in time, more likely, and then there'll be like a new little adventure with it. The soccer thing will probably never get brought back, but the Teamfight Tactics is a popular mode. I think the zombie mode, a lot of people are enjoying it, and so they'll bring these back over time, but it won't be a permanent mode like I would like there to be. And that's the thing too, outside of, because everything else as far as these game modes that they introduce, like arcade mode and stuff, it's just shooters, you know what I mean? It's the same type of game that you play in the competitive stuff, but it's just a different style of it. Whereas with the zombies, you know, PvE or the Teamfight Tactics mode is something completely separate altogether. It doesn't play the exact same. So you could literally jump into Marvel Rivals, enjoy this other mode outside of like Marvel Rivals itself. And League of Legends has a lot of success with that, with like their Teamfight Tactics. There's people out there that mains Teamfight Tactics, will always play Teamfight Tactics, and they barely touch League of Legends. And I think Marvel Rivals can have a mode like that where people come back and they play that mode every once in a while, and most of them will probably play the main game too, and so it brings them back consistently, and it keeps your player base numbers healthy. So that's just what I would like for it to happen in my impressions and where I'm at with my headspace with this game mode. Thank you guys for watching this video and listening to me ramble about my thoughts. Please leave comments below and share your thoughts on the game mode. Do you guys enjoy it? Do you also agree with me? You wish this was a permanent mode that they keep around and it's just come out evergreen content? Or do you think it's just something that like, hey, it's fun in the moment, but let's get back to team fight tactics or see what other stuff they have, and that way we're not spacing out the devs too much and they can focus on new stuff. But let me know what your thoughts are, and please like and share the video if you enjoyed it.